Today I'm watching the Twilight Zone season 3 episode 11. The previous episode was about this weather, the planet getting closer to the sun, going from extreme heat to extreme cold. And yeah, it was a really interesting episode. I really enjoyed it. Season 3, in my opinion, has been off to a great start. 10 episodes in, and the majority of them have been so well done, in my opinion. So very excited to continue watching. So thank you so much for sharing in this first time watching with me. If you have any other suggestions for TV shows you think I should watch, please comment below. And if you want to see exclusive content from this episode, be sure to join Patreon. And as always, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and check back often for more awesome content.
The nation was split into two fragments, each fragment deeming itself a nation.
Yeah, this is the second Civil War episode we've had this season, so...
You figured this would fire if you was to press the trigger?
I reckon.
Why wouldn't it? Yeah.
Right arm to me or left arm? You're just some extra baggage that breathes hard and splits my rations.
He's like, I don't want to hang out with another mouth to feed.
King of the mountain. Hide and go seek. Blind man's buff.
Is that how he's describing being in war?
It's funny.
What is it?
Well, I know a herd of horses and it's coming from down there.
Yeah, and they stopped all of a sudden. Why?
Me knows it's a county fair. I ain't a sound anymore.
Yeah, did they see them? Did they realize that they were being spotted? But
Let's pull out. I don't like it. You know they're in there. You heard them.
yeah, it feels like a trap if they go into this town that has 20 or so men. It's just the two of them.
I don't care. I just don't care anymore. I only got one big mission left, and that's to stay alive.
Yeah, they're just exhausted from this war.
And we wave a shirt and throw down our carbines.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
My bivouac and tries to climb up on my horse. I withdraw my sympathy and give you the back of my hand.
Doesn't have much time for cowards, it sounds like. And yeah, it feels like a trap. Like, I get he wants to get the most information, but...
Not found on a military map. An outpost called the Twilight Zone.
Ooh, spooky. Yeah, I'm very curious as to why the horses stopped suddenly. I don't blame that guy for wanting to stay behind. I don't know how many years they are into the war at this point, but he sounds like he's just trying to stay alive and is tired of fighting. Oh, okay, it's based on another short story. That's interesting. I'm gonna have to make a list and read them after I've finished watching everything. I thought the town was empty. And also, if it's the middle of the war, why are they, ringing the church bells to, announce that people are there? This music is so frantic. Very intense. Oh, they're literally frozen? Like, they just... It almost reminds me of, toy soldiers. That's the first thing that came to mind. They're just standing there. That would be so tricky not to move, not to sneeze, not to accidentally, move you. And they got, one leg raised like they were in the middle of walking. Interesting. That's why he heard the horses stop suddenly, obviously.
Hey! Hey, Yank!
But he's not frozen, obviously. Yeah, and mid-motion drinking water or leaning over.
Some kind of sickness. But that would take hours. You wouldn't all be like this.
It'd be an interesting military approach, instead of attacking, just to stand still and wait till he's deep in the town to...
Not a sign of blood. Wake up.
I don't think they're asleep, but yeah, at first glance, there's physically nothing wrong with them.
You're my prisoners! Come on, Yanks! You're my prisoners!
He's way too excited about this. He's like, oh, I've got a bunch of prisoners now. Yeah, loading things onto the wagon with his barrel, literally frozen in time.
You hear me, Yank? You come to the right valley. Nothing around here but hungry Confederates.
And how's he gonna report this back? Yes, they're in the town, but they're not moving? How do you explain that?
I just don't understand.
And how is it not affecting him? Affecting everybody else, but not him? It's well, I'll just help myself to your supplies then, since you're not going to, and this is all the things that we need, so... Is he being watched?
Wind. Must be the wind.
Always the wind, yeah.
The wind.
Classic. The culprit of everything, yeah. Except for there's a person inside. Da 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 da.
Come out now. You here? You better come out now. I'm coming in.
I thought the town was abandoned, but obviously not. Is he the only person left?
Who you are and what you're doing here?
I was just about to ask you for the same information.
He's like, yeah, I probably live here, so.
Just use it. Like I used it on them.
Is it a book of spells?
Something happened to him. But there must be some natural explanation that just couldn't.
Why would he put them to sleep just so he could, like, take the supplies? Like, what benefit would he have to put them to sleep?
It's here's what done it. This here book.
Yeah, a book of spells and magic. Interesting. This guy's like, what's wrong with you? You're crazy.
That wasn't bright of you. That wasn't bright of you at all.
He's like, I can put people to sleep. You don't want to mess with me.
Ye soldier conjured here in the name of the Prince of Darkness.
He's like, I'll put you to sleep then. Oh, the Prince of Darkness.
Now listen, old Matt.
How about it now, Johnny Reb?
Yeah, he's like, you didn't believe me? Yeah.
I reckon you believe me now, being as you can't move a muscle.
Oh my god, you shouldn't have tested him. Yep.
He was the seventh son of a seventh son, and I was his seventh son.
Well, that's gotta be good luck, I guess.
Read the words, and you can see what happened to them.
He's like, yeah, they invaded my town and I didn't do them any harm. I just froze them in place.
Hypnotism.
Oh my god, he still doesn't believe it. Come on.
And what I done to them Yanks, I can do to the whole Union.
How could he hypnotize them so many people at once?
You mean you could do this to the whole Union Army?
That's a pretty powerful spell, yeah. There's that many people at once.
One good reason only. I'm going to die.
Oh, what's sad? Today? Oh my god.
Straight at me. Galloping straight at me. Old Mr. Dead.
This guy's like, I don't know whether to believe you or not.
Tell all about that, man. I'm choosing you.
Also, you're the only one here, so I mean, his options are limited, but somebody's got to take this over if he wants to continue, yeah.
That's who you're in league with. The devil himself.
He seems way too happy about that, yeah.
The devil.
It seems like whatever they can do to win the war, using magic to, you know, stop the enemy so they have a clear path.
We give you up, dead or prisoner by this time. Neither, Lieutenant.
He's like, if I got a story for you.
He's in that town. And the main body's spread out behind. Are you drunk or something, Parody?
He's like, yeah, we haven't heard anything all day, yeah.
But the reason you didn't hear them is they're all asleep.
He's like, I got something to show you. You gotta come with me. You won't believe me. Yeah.
Read from a page of it. Oh, who goes there? I conjured up a spell.
Oh, okay, he's trying it out.
I just seen something I can't explain.
Yeah, exactly. They're all asleep.
Dead.
Not dead. Not dead.
He's like, now your story's starting to make a little bit of sense. Yeah.
But maybe it's time we call muster on the devil. Maybe it's the only thing left for us.
It's like, well, if we need to win this war, yeah.
But this cause of ours is dying right in front of us.
Yeah, they're obviously willing to do anything. They don't seem like they have a lot of options left at this point.
It calls upon us to revoke the name of God.
Oh, God. Oh!
If I read aloud from this book, it'll be the Confederacy that's damned.
I mean, yeah, they don't have any options.
The cause is to be buried. Let it be put in hallowed ground.
He'd rather, yeah, he doesn't want to renounce it. He'd rather dive to the end, I guess. Yeah. Than renounce. Ooh, burning it!
We're
moved up north to a little town in Pennsylvania, an obscure little place where a battle was brewing.
Is that Gettysburg? Yeah, okay.
Historical note not to be found in any known books, but part of the records in the Twilight Zone.
Yeah, that's interesting to think that they had an option, they had a way out, and he's like, I'd rather, if this cause is gonna die, then it's gonna die.
Once again, borrow the talents of Mr. Charles Beaumont, who's written a script especially for us called The Jungle.
Okay, we finally get a preview?
Another small excursion into the darker regions of the imagination. Next week, The Jungle.
Okay, very curious. That's the first one I've seen all season, so yeah, I'm excited if they're bringing them back. So that was my first time watching The Twilight Zone, Season 3, Episode 11. I liked this episode. It wasn't my favorite. I feel like there was potential that it could have gone a different direction or could have had a little bit more, but we've seen Civil War episodes before. We've seen a Civil War episode in this season even, so it was interesting to have that again and to have this town that's completely frozen and the witchcraft. We don't have a ton of witchcraft episodes, so it was interesting to have that, but I also wish it would have been a little bit more elevated. I haven't read the short story that this is based on, so I don't know how true that is to the source material, but when we first started the episode and it was Joseph and this other soldier, I thought they were going to be our two main characters. We were going to focus on the two of them kind of battling it out over who's braver. Like, you stay here and be a coward. I'm going to go to town and see what's going on. And we're supposed to, report this location. And then we see Joseph, discover this town. And yeah, I almost wish there had been a little bit more back and forth with him and the Yankees. Like, it felt like, yes, they had the power to put them to sleep, but they're supposed to be their enemies. They have this huge war against them, obviously. From what we learned from Joseph, they're out of supplies, they're out of clothes, they're out of food. Like, they're not doing well, and it sounds like they're losing at this point. Rod Serling does say at the end of this episode they head to Gettysburg, so I liked those, real historical tie-ins, and that they head into that battle, obviously, without this witchcraft, without this magic involved, and that Joseph, was a type of character who didn't want to renounce God. He wanted to, whatever happens. He's like, if this cause is meant to fall apart, then so be it. He was more worried about his soul at the end of all of this, as opposed to, well, let's make a deal with the devil and see what happens, and hopefully we win the war. And even Teague saying, like, he's like, well, I could freeze a whole army and you'd have a straight line path to Washington. I was like, that is a huge amount of power for one person. And also he's like, well, I'm dying today. I'm like, you had so many days. Like, the war has been going on for so long and you've just been waiting for somebody to come and hand the book to. Like, that didn't feel like a super strong point to me. And we never see Teague die on camera. We don't know what happens to his character. We don't know if he actually passes away, but Joseph now has this book and has this power, and yeah, it definitely made me think of what happens if this ends up in the wrong hands. We obviously see Joseph burn it at the end because he doesn't want to win this way. He's tempted it. He's able to freeze the soldiers that another group runs into, I think mostly just to prove his point that it does work, because as soon as, this guy shows up, he's like, yeah, you'll never believe what we saw. The lieutenant's like, okay, you're not crazy, like, this has actually happened. We actually have this ability. And then the lieutenant, goes from being skeptic to, how can we use this as fast as possible? Like, how many people can you freeze, at once? And I don't know if they're stuck frozen. I don't know what happened to them after that. We don't really see that. If they do suddenly come back to life, I don't know what that means for Joseph and his group, but yeah, we just definitely left them frozen like that, which I think would be interesting. And even Joseph experiencing that freezing himself, even though for a short period of time, but he's still hesitant. He's like, it's hypnosis. Like, you can't, you wouldn't be able to do this. And, obviously doesn't want to believe that this dark magic would have that power. I did like the scene where we go through town and we see Joseph, interact with everybody asleep and taunting them and mocking them. And he's like, I'm going to steal all your stuff, like, thanks for all the supplies, basically, and starts eating their food, and then runs into Teague. And yeah, we don't know much about Teague's character, but he's obviously there just to give the book to Joseph, and it does explain why Joseph wasn't frozen as well, because he wasn't in town when this spell was cast. And I was wondering if we would get an explanation for that, because sometimes we don't. It's just the aftermath of the situation as opposed to explaining why it happened. It was interesting to think that the Civil War could have been won through the use of magic, and that maybe a book like this existed during that time, and which side of the war did it, get into the hands of. Which is what I love about the Twilight Zone, is you get to kind of explore those concepts, through this reality. It did make me wonder what other spells were in that book, like if there was something they could have used that maybe wasn't as intense, but I feel like every spell would have led them to renounce God. And obviously Joseph was very much against it, and he was the one that was gifted the book. So he, destroys it so no one else can use it, which is probably for the best, because I feel like, yeah, that could get into the wrong hands very quickly. And to what extent do you stop using it? Do you tell everybody that you have this book and then people start coming after you because it is such a powerful thing? Like, if they use it to win this war, well, what happens the next time a war comes up? Are they going to call up, Joseph and his book of spells? So that, and whose side is he going to go on? And yeah, it's a lot of power for one person. So yeah, I definitely think it's for the best that he destroyed it. Overall, I thought it was an okay episode. I thought the performances were great as always. But yeah, the story, I wish it just would have had a few more elements to really give it, that elevated Twilight Zone approach, having the magic ability to freeze these soldiers. That was interesting. But yeah, a few more components I think would have really taken it to the next level. We haven't had a ton of magic themed episodes, so it was interesting to see that. And I'm glad Joseph, destroyed the book at the end so that no one else can use it and doesn't get into the wrong hands. But we've had a string of really, really strong episodes this season, so I'm not surprised that we're, getting into one that isn't as strong in my opinion. So we'd finally got a next week's preview, so it's about this jungle, and he also mentioned more dark magic, so I'm glad the previews are back and very curious to see what that's all about. So thank you so much for sharing in this first time watching with me. If you have any other suggestions for TV shows you think I should watch, please comment below. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and check back often for more awesome content. It feels like a trap if they go into this town that has 20 or so men. It's just the two of them. It doesn't have much time for cowards, it sounds like. I thought the town was empty. Interesting. That's why he heard the horses stop suddenly, obviously. I don't think they're asleep, but yeah, at first glance, there's physically nothing wrong with them. How could he hypnotize them so many people at once? This cause is gonna die, then it's gonna die.